Hey everyone, I'm your host Natalie Bode. Today's guest is a Super Bowl champion and one of the most respected defensive backs of his era. Known for his lockdown coverage and leadership on and off the field, he carved out nearly a decade-long career in the NFL after being a first-round pick out of Nebraska. Please welcome the one and only Prince Amukamara to the show. I saw that you grew up with five sisters?
5 sisters, yes.
One of 6.
One of 6.
In a Nigerian-American household in Glendale, Arizona.
You've done your research, yep.
How do you, I'm gonna actually take a step back from what I was just gonna ask you, but I'm gonna ask that too.
Okay.
I saw something about how in Nigerian culture, it's traditional for your sisters to take care of you.
Right.
So is that what you experience? What does that really mean? Because I don't really know what that entails.
Yeah, so I mean, I tell everyone I lived up to my name, Prince, and so my sisters and my mom did a great job of treating me as such. And what that looked like was, I mean, I tell everyone it's not like the Coming to America where they throw rose petals and stuff at your feet. Like it's not like that type of Prince, but it's more like if there's chores and stuff, my mom like raised my sisters, her daughters, like, hey, like the man, like that's our responsibility and stuff. The man like goes out and works and takes care of everything else, but like we take care of the home. And so my mom kind of raised me like that, and yeah, that's how it was. So all I did was worry about school and sports and never really had to worry about taking out the trash and stuff like that.
So you lived the life.
Yeah,
you were well taken care of.
Yeah.
So once it actually came time when you're at college and stuff, did you know how to do the laundry?
Gosh.
Did you know how to do?
That's crazy you said that because I was heading there. And so when I got to college, I'm living with my teammates / roommates. They are pissed at me. Like, Prince, like we're not your servants. Like go like clean up your dishes and stuff like that. And again, didn't know how. All I did was I just put the stuff in the sink, never really took out trash. So like my buddies, I'm gonna give them shout outs like Kyler, AJ, and my boy Marcus. They really like kind of like taught me like how to be a roommate, and that's like having chores, making sure like my room is clean and all that stuff.
One thing that's really interesting too is that typically when you become an elite athlete, you have a lot of competition growing up. Right. And people talk about, oh, I had all these brothers and we were duking out in the backyard. You were taken care of. You had 5 sisters. But your mom, she was an elite sprinter, right?
Yeah, yes, she was. Yeah.
So is that who passed it down to you?
Yeah, I definitely get my athleticism from her. I mean, she's like 5'7", 5'8". My dad's like 5'2", 5'3". And so my mom was a sprinter, ran in the I think the Nigerian Olympic trials, and so she's just a competitor. Like that's her mentality, and so we've definitely adopted that from her.
Why didn't she? I saw that she competed, and didn't she get a place in the Olympics?
No, I wouldn't. I don't think she got a place. She's always just told us she was in the trials.
And then when it came time to give it up, did she have a battle with that at all, or was it like I want to move on?
No, I think I think she had my older sister Princess, and then that's when my dad was in the United States, and so my dad had brought them here. So I think that kind of messed up the timing.
I also read that around the high school time period for you were playing a lot of sports.
Yeah.
And it wasn't football that you were specializing in, which is typically the case now. Did you have a moment where you decided I'm better at football than these other sports? Was it always basketball and football for you?
Yeah, I mean, basketball, I always tell everyone if I was 6'5", 6'6", I mean, not trying to kill anybody's dreams if you're not, but I would have been for sure playing basketball. But football was just better at that. I was getting highly recruited way more. Basketball, I was getting some D1 offers, but my basketball coach was like, hey, don't even waste your time. Like, this guy's going to be a football player and stuff. So, yeah, I just navigated more towards football, and I was better. I was just naturally better at that.
Didn't you try to do basketball as well at Nebraska?
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I tried to do both at Nebraska, which Go Big Red, they have a game today against Cincinnati, so hoping for a win. Yeah, hoping for a win.
You feeling good about them?
Yeah, I mean, they're -6.5, but we'll see.
Dylan Raiola?
Come on now. I mean,
Mahomes stuff? Prince.
Who cares
Prince.
about – actually, he addressed – sorry. sorry.
Yeah, and he's like, it's not my fault that our pregame routine's the exact same and our sunglasses are the exact same and we get the exact same haircut. Okay, hey.
The only reason...
Go Big Red. How many straight sellouts?
Right?
Y'all need to turn the corner.
It's a lot.
Hey, I'm here for it.
The only reason why that's even a thing is because Mahomes is who he is. Once Dylan becomes who he believes he's going to be and we all believe he's going to be, I think he's going to make his own name. It's going to be good.
I'll bring it back to you, though. I had to talk a little trash. Sorry, I had to kind of fit that in there where I could. When you decided to give up basketball, did you think you really could play football and basketball at the D1 level?
Absolutely not. No. I mean, basketball. I mean, I feel like basketball is like conditioning, and just a shape to be in is. I would say it's more. I'd say it's more tough than football. Obviously, with the physical, football kind of wears on your body more. But I mean, doing suicides and stuff like that, then turn around and go into like football practice, and it's not conducive. So
I wouldn't have expected you to say basketball was a little bit tougher.
It is, just from a practice point. I just
like
remember
the cardio.
I just remember just being winded and being done. I mean, maybe I wasn't in basketball shape going from football, but football, we practice hard. Yes, again, there's a physical part to it, but we rest every 7 to 10 seconds in between plays. Basketball's full of transition.
Yeah, no, that does make sense. I was surprised when I was reading about your story that you even decided to go to Nebraska, which, great school,
right?
And y'all's fan base runs deep. Yeah. So a surprise only in the sense of geographically. If you were in Arizona and Nebraska's a little bit brutal,
right?
The winters.
Yeah.
What drew you in?
Yeah, I mean, let's just call it for what it is. Huge culture shock. And so I really wanted to go to Arizona State, so I'm put that on record. Really wanted to go to Arizona State.
Who could blame you?
Yeah, but didn't get an offer from them. And yeah, Nebraska, we had a recruiter by the name of Bill Bush. He was the safeties coach, and he got like 5 of us from down there. And he just he could sell his butt off. Like he could just, and he wasn't like lying. He was just telling us like everything Nebraska had to offer. And then when I visited there, it's unlike any other place. It really is. That's why everyone says there's no place like Nebraska, because there really isn't. And so when I went there, it was just a feeling that I've never felt, an environment I've never seen, and I knew I was going to go there. What
was your visit there like? When Nebraska rolls out the red carpet for you, no pun intended, what does that look like?
Right, that's good.
Thanks for appreciating that.
Let me.
Are you trying to you're sorting through right now, like how do I make this kind of PG? Right.
So, I mean, let's start with saying this. Football and volleyball, got to give love to the volleyball girls. That like runs the state. Like we have no professional teams, so that's all there is. So just knowing that I was gonna be like a fishbowl type thing, and meaning like the football team was gonna be the main focal point. I thought that was exciting and enticing, and then not only that. Again, I had 5 friends that I played against in Arizona go up there with me. And then one thing one of my teammates said when I was there, I mean, he wasn't my teammate until I committed there, but they said, hey, if you want to go to the NFL, you should come here. And looking back now,
you're like, I could go on there.
Well, exactly. I mean, I was like.
A lot of good programs. Yeah, I hear you.
100%. But I was a 17-year-old kid, didn't really know anything about colleges, and so I was like, you know what? I like that. It was a selling point, and so that got me. But again, and then also looking back too is like, you can find trouble anywhere, but the Midwest and Nebraska, not a lot of trouble to be found. Like if you get in trouble there, like you have to be looking for it.
Solid point.
Yes, and not a knock at Arizona or any of the Colorado or Florida or Texas schools, but there's just more going on out there. And so Nebraska, I mean, it was a safe place, and it's the good life. That's our phrase there. So yeah.
You're selling it. I like it. Beyond though just being able to focus more, your trajectory there. I mean, you developed really nicely coming as a freshman. Yep. By the time you're in your final year, Big 12 Defensive Player of the Year, unanimous All-American.
Gosh.
Did you think there was something about Nebraska that unlocked that, or was it more so just your prime development years that you didn't peak too early and you came into yourself in college?
I mean, so I came there as a running back. I was on the offensive side of the ball. I was supposed to play offense, and then so they switched me to defense without telling me, and so I ended up learning that position, and I started to watch different guys like Joe Hayden on there, who was at Florida, Patrick Peterson, who was at LSU, and those guys were around my years. Those were the top guys, so I thought, okay, if I got to learn this position, who's doing it the best, and who can I kind of emulate my game after. So I started watching those guys and the mentality it took, and then we had a coach named Coach Sanders, Marvin Sanders, and he taught me what it looked like to be a corner, and then all that, I just bottled it all in, and yeah, and that was the product I put out there. And Ndamukong Suh kind of set that excellence of what it means to be a black shirt. For me, he said it, and I'm sure guys before him said it for him. But when he was a top 2 pick, and he was Big 12 Player of the Year, I wanted to kind of follow that road.
That 2010 Nebraska team, that defense,
Yeah.
that was crazy. Were you guys the #1 defense in the country that year?
I think in most categories we were. Like, we were taking away the ball. We were doing our jobs up front. We were getting a lot of sacks. We were keeping teams to few points. We were doing a lot, and we were. I mean, our game against Texas, which I don't even want to bring that up. We should have won. That had someone not stopped the clock early, but we were. Yeah, no one wanted to see us. We were great, and I mean, I think that defense is going to be talked about for a while.
So you end up, obviously, you get drafted 19th overall.
Yep.
You're going to New York. What a season to go to the New York Giants.
Right.
That was incredible. You go to a Super Bowl. It's your rookie year. I mean, are you just like eyes wide open? Is there a little bit of disbelief of I'm having an experience that people wait their entire career to have and there's no guarantee? What was your mental like during that?
I mean, I saw the draft happens at Radio City in New York City, and even before that, like, you're at the combine, you're talking to different teams, and these are the teams that could potentially draft you. And not only that, after the combine, you go and visit these teams. They fly you out. They want to see you. They want to touch you. They want to get to know you. They want to see how you are because they're about to invest so much money in you. And so New York wasn't on. I wasn't on any of their list. I didn't meet with them at the combine, and they didn't fly me out to see them, which showed that they either had me going higher or they didn't have me going in the first round at all. But after talking to them, when I get the call from Coach Coughlin and Jerry Reese, who was the GM at the time, I saw a 201 number, New Jersey area code, and it was just like, hey, something, like, are you ready? We're gonna make you a New York Giant with our number 19 pick. And I was just so surprised. And the thing was, I thought that the Giants were in New York, because you just said they're the New York Giants, but they're in New Jersey.
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, I didn't put
like,
two
I'm
and
in
two.
the city.
Yeah, exactly. And I didn't put two and two together. And so and it's funny because everyone else is getting flown out in private jets from the draft. I mean, from the draft to their selected city, and I have to go through like the Lincoln Tunnel, and I take a black car to New Jersey, which super thankful. But yeah, crazy year. Didn't start off the way I wanted it to, because I get injured, never break a bone in my body, break my 5th metatarsal, that's like my pinky foot, and it was right after I signed my biggest contract, I break my foot, and so now I'm dealing with that. I'm dealing with people online, the cyber warriors, cyber bullies, and at that time, Instagram wasn't as prevalent, it wasn't as big and stuff then, so you didn't really have direct contact with the athlete. But now it's rising, so I'm getting like crazy DMs and stuff like, why did we draft you, damaged goods and all that stuff. And so dealing with that mental part. But I get on the field, my first game, Vince Young throws me an interception on Deshaun Jackson. So I'm thinking, wow, first play, first pick, like, it's gonna be awesome. And then a couple of games after that, I have some bumps, get scored on, get deep passes caught on me. I get benched, and now I'm just a special teams player. Like when I say all special teams, I'm running down on kickoff, I'm covering punts, I'm on kick return, the front five, blocking these guys, and I'm on punt return, I'm on field goal block, I'm doing it all, and I still have to know the cornerback position just in case someone goes down, and my boy goes down second half of the Super Bowl. So now I'm lined up against Ocho Cinco, Aaron Hernandez, God rest his soul, Wes Welker, and Gronk. And so I remember stepping on the field in the second half, and I just lock eyes with Tom. and I'm just thinking, because I know he's thinking it too. Everyone knows this. Rookie corner or even backup corner, we're going at you the whole game until the coach takes you out or until you show us you're not a rookie corner. And so I'm just thinking, gosh, man, I just get the play and just play the play, just cover my guy. He threw one ball at me, and I was playing cover two, meaning I just got this area. Gronk comes out to my area, throws the ball, I tackle Gronk down. Other than that, Dittich doesn't throw at me at all. I was just like, wow. And then so game ends in a Hail Mary. We win. I'm doing Snow Angels in the confetti. Super Bowl champion, 2012.
And the fact that you had a piece of that game as well, and you had a tackle.
I did, yes.
With Gronk, and you can finish it, and you're a Super Bowl champion your rookie year. Did you think in that moment, like, I've already reached the mountaintop of this league?
Yes, of course. I mean, I win it my first year, and I feel like I'm just getting started. And then the next year, obviously the roster isn't the same, so now I am starting. I earned a starting spot, and I'm starting to get into my own. I'm starting to be like the player that they want, but still deal with some injuries. Like when I say injuries, I get surgery for every year for the first 4 years of my career, and these aren't just surgeries you can get after the season. These are like you're done. We're putting you on IR type surgeries, like torn pec, torn bicep, broken foot, torn pec, torn thumb. They had to redo my foot because the bone wasn't healing fast. So a little bit of those setbacks my first 4 years, and with the Giants, and then they don't resign me, and I go to Jacksonville, which is where I meet my boy Hayes, and when I leave there, I tell myself, you know what? I have to figure out why I'm getting hurt. And so I start to be on this journey of nutrition, and just started learning like how you eat like affects your recovery and affects your overall health. And so I switched that, and from that point on, I never had to do surgery. I never had surgery ever again.
And you amount that to the nutrition?
100%.
Wow.
100%. Yeah. And it's not like I went from eating McDonald's to like vegan or organic. Like I slowly, it went from like I loved McDonald's. I tell everyone this, my last meal, if I had a choice, if they say, hey, Prince, what would you want to eat? 2 double cheeseburgers, no pickles, add mac sauce, large fry, and a large high C, all from McDonald's. But yeah, see, I know by heart because that's all I got, and it was it was bomb. And so it's good. Obviously, the food's good, tastes good, but it's not good for me. Mm-hmm. And so I saw a lot of Netflix documentaries like Food Matters, What the Health, and all that stuff. And obviously, those things are extreme. But my journey was no fast food, then started cooking for myself, and then now it's just clean ingredients. So when I say clean, it's no preservatives, no antibiotics, none of that stuff. Just food to its natural core, as great as it can be.
Do you feel like they didn't really teach that when you were a rookie? Like that piece was missing?
Yeah, I mean, each team has like a dietitian and stuff, but they're not teaching the quality of the food. I think they're more based like, hey, this is your calorie intake, or stay away from like sugars and all this stuff. But for me, what worked for me was the quality of the food. And Yeah, I want to say it's not their job, but if you want to protect your investment, you want them to be out there on the field, it is your job, because teams have psychologists
Oh, yeah.
too and stuff like that.
No, that makes perfect sense. I want to take you to that time in New York and dissect it a little bit more, because obviously that's your first season in the league.
Yeah.
But then you're on other teams and you have other seasons that aren't a Super Bowl winning season. When you look back on that 2011 Giants team, can you think of anything tangible that team had that enabled that success? Maybe something in the locker room, maybe something about camaraderie that separated it?
Yeah, we were super close. We were super close. We would have, and a lot of teams do this, but we would have a position dinner every Friday of the week. So we would go to the city. Usually the rookie or whoever would have to pay for that. But we were super close, and there was some hazing there that year, and it kind of, what is that next on your
The cold
sheet?
tub video?
Yeah, exactly.
No, it's not. But
Okay.
we could get there. Honestly, you might. You have a side you want to explain, Prince?
So my, what the kids call it, POV, my POV from the cold tub incident. First of all, that wasn't the first time I got thrown in the cold tub. That was just the first time that the video got out there. And so what happened was, I was a very insubordinate rookie, and I say that because as a rookie, your job is to stash up the room with gummy worms, sunflower seeds, chew.
They really make you guys do that.
It's not it's a make, but it's not a make. Obviously, I have a decision, but
everybody
yes,
could be
exactly.
like, who does he think he is? We all had to do this. He's not doing it.
Exactly. Yeah. So there's there's sometimes I'm saying like, no, I'm not doing it or whatever. Like the biggest thing is bring the Popeyes or Chick-fil-A before the plane ride when we fly to the away game, and I was like, no, I'm not doing it. Again, insubordinate, stubborn. So I'm saying it was warranted. So get out of meetings, and JPP, and I say JPP because he's whose shoulder I was on, but JPP and the guys were right there, and I was like, well, what's good? Come on, Prince. I'm like, what do you mean, come on? Nope, like don't fight or whatever. So that's why I looked dead on his shoulder, and I hope you guys wrote a video. I looked dead.
Will.
Okay, I looked dead on his shoulder. Everyone's chanting, "Cold tub, cold tub," and as everyone's doing it, because it's probably like a 30-second walk to the cold tub, and I'm just thinking like I remember like Denzel said it in training day, like, I'm putting cases on all you, whatever, and so I'm just thinking like, man, I thought you were my boy, I thought you were my boy, I thought you were my boy, and stuff like that, and so he throws me in there. And I get up just like, gosh, man, when is this gonna end? But no, but again, and me and JPP are cool. When JPP was on Tampa, we exchanged jerseys. Me and JPP are real cool. So there was never no hard feelings there. And to be honest, there's usually a big rookie dinner. Like you see dudes pay $50,000, $100,000. Like my big bros like loved me. I only paid $2,000. 2,500.
Where'd you take them? You hit your McDonald's meal you were talking about?
So listen, it was during that Super Bowl run. It was like in the playoffs. So everyone was in a good mood. And so I kind of got off easy. So I was excited about that. But so that thing was chill. I call that cold tub. Like if my kids see it or they ask about it, I'm going to tell them, Daddy was just getting baptized. He got baptized at work. It's not a big deal.
Yeah, they'll believe that for a couple years, and then you'll come back around with the real
Exactly.
story. You mentioned that run, though, and obviously, the Super Bowl is standalone. But what was the coolest part about that playoff run up to the Super Bowl?
It was just seeing how it happened, because we were hot for a little bit, and then, like, we went. I think we started like maybe 6-2, 6-3, and then so there's 7 games left, 16-game season back then. We won 3 out of those last 7 games. And I think it was like the last 3 games, like we beat Dallas, we beat the Jets, and then we beat Dallas again. And so that won us the division. It got us in there. And that whole time, our coaches, everyone kept saying, all we got to do is get in, because they know what happens when we get in. Mm-hmm. And obviously they're saying that because 4 years ago, that was the helmet catch. That was the 18-0 whatever, New England Patriots. And we just got in by the skin of our teeth, and so we do that again, and it was just a belief that was unlike any other we were at a chapel the day before the game, and the speaker, his name is John. His name is gosh, I'm forgetting
I was
his
going
name.
to say, it's an insane poll if you remember this.
Yeah, his name is John.
It's in there.
John Paul. His name is
Okay.
John Paul. And so John Paul comes in and he's talking about the Bible and stuff, but he was like, hey, I want to leave you guys with this. Oh, this is perfect. I promise
You
you
had
it's
a
perfect. Watch
revelation.
this. Watch this. Watch
Okay,
this.
okay.
Sorry, I'm good right here?
Oh, yeah.
All right. This is perfect. Seriously, watch this. So we have this chaplain come in. Chapel happens the night before the game. We've never met. I've never met John Paul before until this time. He comes in, and we're talking about the Bible, and then he's like, "Hey, you know what? I want to challenge you guys to be all in." And he compares it to poker, and he says, "Hey, when you have a good hand, right? What do? You say you're all in. You push your chips to the middle, meaning like no one's gonna beat this hand. I have faith that this hand is gonna beat everyone else's hand." So he said, "Hey, you guys have faith in your team, right? That's your hand. You guys think you can? You guys think you're the best in the world? You guys think you can go out and show it? I want to challenge you guys to be all in." And he gives us a poker chip, and we sign it, and he says, "Only sign it if you believe it." And so everyone had that poker chip, and then we win a big game, and then Justin Tuck or Antro Rowe talks about, hey, we're just all in, whatever. And then the next home game, the towels have all in, so everyone bought in. And no lie, I think from that meeting we had, that chaplain meeting, that all in, that poker chip, I think that's what took it off. Because what was happening was we didn't really have faith in like I want to say like the calls that were being called, like especially on defense, we would just change it and stuff. Like we thought something was better, which is crazy that we would do that. And so, but when we would change it, it wouldn't work right and stuff. And then so we had a meeting like, hey, you know what? Like whatever coach is going to call, we're going to do it, and we're going to play to the best of our ability. We don't care what he calls. We're just going to play it. Because guys were thinking, we should do this, we should do this. Like, no, we're just going to do it. We're going to be all in, all on one accord, playing together. And we did that, and it worked. Because we were the worst ranked defense, like top worst ranked defense, going into the playoffs. And then in the playoffs, we were lights out. I mean, we were shutting down Aaron Rodgers, Matt Ryan, Alex Smith. That was our road to the Super Bowl. We had to play Matt Ryan with Julio and Roddy White. We had to play. Remember when the Packers almost went undefeated, but they lost to the Browns? So we had to play Aaron Rodgers with Greg Jennings, James Jones, Randall Cobb, Clay Matthews, all those guys. And then we go and play Alex Smith with who do they have there? They just had a crazy team. They had Harbaugh. Harbaugh was the coach there, but they had a great team also. And then we go and beat Tom and stuff. So it's just like
It's John Paul.
John Paul, yeah.
So y'all had put me at a point in the season. When was that? Like, when was that turning point?
It had to have been towards the later part of the season. I would say maybe like late October.
Did you guys always have like a church service before?
You always do. Yeah, every team does. Every team
Really?
does. The night before the game, 100%. Every team does. Yeah.
I never knew that.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
every team.
Every team has one.
Wow.
Yeah.
And you guys found I don't know what it's Christian, I'm assuming,
Yeah.
but what denomination? I don't know. Sir, pastor, deacon, priest,
I
John
say
Paul.
Speaker, yeah.
Y'all found a man of God
Yeah.
teaching the word
Yeah.
that would give a gambling reference.
100%. Yes. The poker chip. All in. Yeah.
Y'all were destined at that point.
100%.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I've never heard that story.
Really?
No,
I'm
I didn't.
glad.
I didn't know
I'm glad
that
I shared
was part of the playoff run or anything. And I mean, it's cool because I didn't even know that was you guys had church services before games either. Because it just seems like something. Do you think that still goes on, or do you think that was something just during that?
No,
time
it
period?
happens every.
Why is that not discussed?
I think it is. I think it's just wherever you source your content. But I think
okay. I've never seen that discussed.
No, it happens. It for sure happens. I mean, and we've had. I mean, and usually sometimes depending on where, like for example, if if New York comes to where I live in Arizona and I'm cool with the chaplain, hey Prince, can you come by and give it? So former players um, will go and do it and stuff like that.
Wow,
Yeah,
that's really cool.
like Super Bowl chaplain, at our Super Bowl chapel, we had a guy by the name of Chad, Pastor Chad, who was the Cardinals chaplain because Antrell Roll had a great relationship with him. Pastor Chad came and did our Super Bowl
Wow.
chaplain. Yeah, so a lot of former players, a lot of chaplains do it. Sometimes we'll have like artists. We'll have we've had there's a Chris Broussard came and spoke at Giants at a Giants chapel. Yeah, so I mean, there was a time the Jets were there. My boy, gosh, you can find this out, but I have to talk about it because we're talking about chaplain. So
Go ahead.
my boy, Pastor Carl Lentz, who's a pastor of a church in New York City called Hillsong, Justin Bieber came to. They did a it's either Steelers or Jets chapel, but yeah. So you never know. Go to chapel. You never know who's gonna be there.
I did not know about
Yeah.
that. That is really cool.
Yeah.
My last couple questions for you about New York and your time there. Eli Manning is a leader.
Yes.
Is it what you see is what you get? Is he different in the locker room? I'm sure he is to a
He
degree.
is.
How would you describe him?
I think everyone is now starting to see the Eli that we saw, or that his wife, like I'm sure his wife knows him the best, but everyone is now starting to see the Eli that we saw in the locker room. Just super, like, great sense of humor, very personable. And yes, Eli doesn't, I always say this about Eli. He was never a rah-rah guy. All right, guys, bring it up. Never was that. First time I remember hearing him speak was the week before Super Bowl. And Eli said, hey, Eli stood in front of everybody, the organization. GM was up there, scouts, owner, everybody. Hey, curfew is 11 o'clock every day. And usually during the week, there's no curfew, but the night before the game, there is curfew, which is 11. But Eli said, when we're in Indy, every day, the whole week, curfew is at 11. Like, it's a business trip. We're not there for any of the riff-raff stuff. It's a business trip. Curfew's at 11.
People
And
followed that?
What? Yes. From as far as I know, yes.
You were in Indy, so do you think maybe if you
Yeah,
had
it
been in
was
like
a-
Miami or
I think Eli has that type of respect and clout. I think people would have still, because my defensive captains would have echoed it, and they would have made sure. Yeah, and guys weren't trying. They knew what was at hand. I mean, it's a Super Bowl. Let's take care of business and party after, which is what we did.
Speaking of that, one interesting part about and unique part about your journey in the NFL, when we were talking about church and whatnot, is that you were outspoken about saving yourself for marriage and abstinence.
Yes.
Which I have to applaud you
I
because
appreciate that.
I'm a Christian,
Yeah.
and in a time period, and especially a sport where, sticking to the word and avoiding temptation, it's not popular, and it's not like the sexy thing to do, and it's not the
Unintended.
clubbing and the strip club. I didn't mean the strip clubs and everything that comes with an NFL lifestyle, or in theory, what that new money and status can get you,
Right.
the rewards that you're supposed to want to reap. Was that difficult for you? Did you get, I don't know if bullying is a word, probably bullied and judgment. Is that something you experienced?
No, I mean, you can't get bullied over that. I mean, the best compliment I've gotten, I remember guys wouldn't outwardly say this, but it would come up like, man, I would let Prince date my sister or whatever. So, I mean, that's a great compliment and stuff like that. But yeah, it was definitely did save myself. I've only been with one woman sexually. But gosh, I don't know how you can turn this, frame this.
What I love about when you talk is sometimes I have no idea what you're about to
Exactly.
say.
What I want to say is, like, I was in college. Yeah. I
was in college, enough
Yeah,
said.
I was in college. But yeah, it's funny because Antrell Roll, the media had asked him, like, man, Prince is playing better. Like, what do you think it is? Is it the film room? Are you guys teaching him something? Is he getting comfortable? He's like, man, the man sold his royal oats, whatever he said. It's a Coming to America thing, but basically said, like, the man's bedroom shaking. The man's making love or whatever. The man's married and stuff like that. And so then the media goes to me and is in my face and stuff. And I was just like, and I was like, yeah, we got married over the bye week and stuff like that. And so, yeah.
Is it not something you wanted to talk about?
I didn't
Because
care.
how did it come out into the media? Because is it something you brought to the media or that they discovered about you?
No, Antrell Roll had said something. Well, I told my guys I got married, and they knew I was a virgin. So when they heard I got married, they were
Right.
like, oh shoot, you got like, they were like,
But
hype me up.
even before though, did they know? Because from what I saw, it seemed like
Who know the media? Or my
the
teammates?
media, like that you were saving yourself.
Oh no, I don't think that's something. That,
Oh, so it was once you
No.
got married, then
yeah,
they.
yeah, they didn't know. They didn't because there's no way.
I get it now. I get it.
There's no way they knew. So my teammates knew that I was a virgin,
Mm-hmm.
and then they knew, and I told them I got married, so they knew
Right.
what happens from that. And then media's wondering why am I playing so good, and then so my teammate said, oh well, he got married, and he goes and tells them like he basically said he's having sex now. He's a man now. He's having sex, and so then
Why did he have to do that to you? It's probably his honest truth.
It's funny though, but it's. I mean, me and my wife, we got on the New York Post, and just me and her. I mean, she was probably she wasn't embarrassed. She doesn't care, but we got on the New York Post, and yeah, and so that was that.
So I see now when I asked you that, you cringed a little bit, and I was like, huh, I thought that like ESPN did this whole special
Yeah,
on it, and then
no,
now I
I didn't
realize
know.
that you got put out there
Yeah,
after you got married, and it
Front
wasn't
Street.
by choice. Okay, well,
Yeah.
it's a great achievement. It's a good example to show people. It's not something that we see a lot.
100%.
And I think that it's cool that you stood by it and you kind of took the media attention and ran with it.
Yeah.
After New York, though, you were part of a couple other teams. Is there one locker room that stood out as, family or this was my favorite experience?
I mean, I feel like all locker rooms are not created equally. There's different characters. It's just a different environment. I will say this. I tell everybody, New York was like public school. Private school. New York was like private school. Jacksonville was like public school. So I say that because
That actually makes perfect sense in my head.
yes, because we had Coach Tom Coughlin. You had to wear the same undershirts underneath your jersey. You had to wear the same socks. There was no music at practice, so everything was like strict. 5 minutes before everything. Like, so if the schedule said 7:30, it's really 7:25 is when you're starting. So I learned a lot of like structure, discipline with Coach Coughlin, and it worked. I mean, everyone says, "Oh, he's too strict." Well, too strict gets you 2 Super Bowls.
Yeah.
So it worked for sure. And then and the thing was like you could be late. He'll start talking at 7:25. You show up 7:26. Doesn't make a big deal about it. Just puts a nice little white envelope on your locker. You open it up. You have violated section 330. You get fined. 5,000. Yeah, it doesn't. Yeah, and so then when I go to Jacksonville, and we have, gosh, dude, I swear I don't have CT. I'm trying to think. We have Coach Gus Bradley. Gus Bradley comes from the Pete Carroll
tree,
and meaning they're playing music videos in meetings. They have a basketball hoop. It's more loose, laissez-faire, chill, and so I go there and I'm like, whoa, like
I'm free.
oh my, free man. It was great, and Jalen Ramsey was my rookie there. And so we have Jalen Ramsey, we have Malik Jackson, and that I always tell everybody Jacksonville was like, after leaving New York and how I left New York, Jacksonville was like it was probably one of my most fun times playing football. Even though we went 2-15 or 3-13, whatever, it was just like it just felt like a regular job where it didn't feel like there was any pressure from outside. Now, of course, there's pressure on myself. I was on a 1-year
Right.
deal. I'm trying to get another contract and play for a long time still. But as far as any external, I would go practice, go to work, then drive over a bridge, go to my little country club spot, like didn't feel bothered. No one was in my DMs. It was great, and it was a good refresher, because then I go back to the big market again in Chicago, and then now I'm refreshed. Now I'm ready, and I kind of make my second home in Chicago.
I didn't want to give it away because I wanted to see what you would say, but every single player that I've interviewed, which has been a decent amount at this point of football players, former, they all say Jacksonville. All of them.
No way.
All of them say, if they played at Jacksonville, they all say Jacksonville. So it must be something
Stop.
about.
And it can't
Marquise,
be Super Bowls, obviously. It can't be.
Marquise, his answer, like, to me, too, stood out the most because he just was like, that's where he loved football again. And it's something about Jacksonville and the culture that they, had. And it's obviously changed hands a few times.
Yeah.
And they're still trying to find success. But
That's great. Jacksonville should use that. Guys are.
People love it there.
It's just, like, again, it's just something smooth. And not saying that their fans aren't passionate about football, which they are, but it's a refresher.
People accept it for what it is, I think, because it's not a market it's not a New York, Chicago, LA, and so, they have Jacksonville. It has more of that beach town vibe, right? And I think that changes the culture of the people there.
Right. I can see that.
I gotta go there. I haven't been.
Oh,
no,
nice.
I've heard very good things. But I want to wrap with, first of all, every one of your teammates that I've seen quotes from, they always talk about your personality in the locker room and the type of player that you were.
Oh, that's interesting.
When did you really feel like you could be yourself in the NFL? Was it from day one? Was it when you got a little bit more comfortable?
I would say from day one. I obviously had to, like, scale back on some things and stuff, but. Yeah, it's like a feeler. It's like, okay, let me say this, let me do this. Oh shoot, they liked it. Okay, now I'm gonna give them more of it. But obviously, my personality isn't for everybody, and it rubs some people the wrong way. But for the most part, I think I did a solid job of making a pretty good impression on people. But I would say after I left Jacksonville and I go to Chicago, I think that's where I'm like, okay, I know who I am as a player, and I'm comfortable with that, meaning I'm a press corner. I'm up at the line. I'm jamming you. I like to get dirty. I'm tackling you. Like, I know who I am. So as much as I can do that, I'm going to put that on film. I'm going to do that. Then from a player, I like to keep things – a teammate, and off the field, I like to keep things light. So I'm going to joke around. When you joke around, you have to know when to joke around, because if you don't know when, if your awareness is off, people don't take you seriously and stuff. And so in Chicago, I remember we vote for captains. And in college I was voted captain, but in the league never ever got voted for captain. But this one year in Chicago, I asked the coach, I said, hey, like where did I rank or stuff? He said, Prince, you got a lot of votes. Like you were close. And so I'm like, because you got to think about that. These are your peers voting for you, saying, hey, you know what? When all else fails, when we need something from somebody, who do we look to? And the fact that, like, my peers thought that I could have been one of those guys, or I got some votes, I was so ecstatic. And even though I didn't get to be captain, the fact that not some people, it was a good number, voted for me, I took that to heart. I was like, wow, I was excited.
That's the right stuff to be excited about.
100%.
That's very cool. The respect of your peers means a lot. And with rapid fire, the wide receiver that you hated going up against the most.
Hated doesn't usually mean the best.
That's why I said it.
Yeah.
Are they just annoying, talk a lot of trash?
I would say, I only hated going up against this person because I didn't really I had a plan for a little bit, but after they beat that plan got thrown out the window. But Devontae Adams, yeah, because like I said, I like to press, and Devontae plays basketball. Like it's a crossover. That's why I'm hesitating. Like I'm trying to cross over, and it's a crossover, and he's just nasty with it. So nasty. And he's also the hardest player I've ever had to guard. And Yeah, so he's tough. He was tough. But I always tell everyone every year that person would change because I got better over the
Right.
years, and so did those players. But like one year it was Miles Austin. No offense to Miles, but it was Miles. Miles was giving me fits. Des Bryant was one year. Antonio Brown was one year. Um, Mike Wallace was one year. But overall, when I was at my best, Devontae Adams. Yeah.
What game do you think personally will be your favorite always to look back on? You can't pick the Super Bowl
Yeah.
because that's obvious. But just from an individual performance standpoint, being memorable standpoint, which NFL game do you cherish the most you played in?
There's two. Sorry. There's two.
I like
So,
it. Let me hear both.
Number one, there's a lot of stories in that one. So number one is week 2, 2018 versus the Seattle Seahawks. I promise you I don't have CTE, but my mind is slow. But during Seattle Seahawks. So here the storyline. We get the week before we play the Packers, and we get Khalil Mack. This is the first time we've ever played Khalil. We get this big trade, and speaking of trade, Michael Parsons, but
True.
and he's going to the Packers. But
You said you knew that?
no, I said and he's going to the Packers. Yeah, no, I didn't know.
Some parallels here.
Yeah, but so we get Khalil Mack. Remember who's on the Packers? Who's the hardest I ever had to guard? Devontae Adams, and I'm doing so good on him for 3 quarters. And that's the thing as a corner, you could play 58 plays the best, and that one play wrong, you suck. You're terrible.
Y'all got a
Done.
tough job.
Yes, go jump off a bridge. You're done. So that's what happens. I played 3 quarters awesome. He's not getting anything on me. Khalil knocks Aaron out of the game. Aaron comes back like a Paul Pierce. Remember when Paul Pierce comes back against the when he was with the Celtics, and that's how it was. Aaron comes back. Dude, he drives them down the field, and I was part of the reason why they get down there because it was a bomb, and all these passes, and I'm just down on myself again. DMs blowing up, trash cans are in my DMs and all that stuff in my comments, in my mentions, and then we lose that game. The week after, week 2, we go from Sunday night, everyone's seeing, to Monday night, everyone is seeing, and we're playing Russell Wilson. And the storyline with that one is Brandon Marshall. So when I was with the Giants, Brandon Marshall's with the Jets. There's a rivalry there. Brandon just terrorizes me. And just like game-winning touchdown. There's pictures of him stiff-arming me. And I always tell him, I joke with him, I said, you're the reason why I'm out of New York. You drove me out of New York because of that rivalry game. And so that was 2015. 3 years later, Brandon's a little older. Still good.
Like I'm about to get mine.
Yeah, he's still good. So I remember I tell my guys, I said, hey, I want to beat Marsh, wherever he is. So I'm like, he's not catching anything. I'm feeling myself because I know who I am as a corner. Mm-hmm. And I'm a press guy. I'm feeling myself. He's not doing nothing. And then so I would say that game just because I did so good. And then we had played the Eagles 2019. This is my last year with the Bears. And I knew I played a great game. Didn't miss any tackles. No balls caught on me. Knocked them all down. We lost the game. So usually after the game, your team gives, if you win an offensive player of the game, defensive player of the game, you get a game ball. But if you lose, no matter what you did, you could have had 100 touchdowns. They're not giving you, there's no game balls given because you guys lost, so what's there to celebrate? So we lost, and I get called up to my coach's office, and I'm like, dang, what I do?
I know I just played well.
And then he said, hey, I know we don't give a game ball after losses, but me and the coaching staff thought you might have played the best game we've ever seen a corner play, like you did. And I was feeling, in my head I'm thinking, I felt it. I felt good and stuff like that. And so I would say those 2 games.
Last question for you.
Okay.
How would you describe the benefits you get for life from becoming a Super Bowl
Ooh.
champion?
The benefits I get for life? Ooh.
What comes with it?
Yeah.
It's a dream.
I would say, I mean, there's nothing in writing that.
Of course.
Right. But I would say what I feel like is a benefit is never-ending love from New York. I mean, I've only played 5 years there. Last time I played there was 10 years ago, literally 2015. And every time I walk the streets or go on subways, like, love is everywhere. I get pretty nice seats to the New York Knicks. Don't want to say courtside because it's not always courtside, and I'm not an A-list.
So if
celebrity.
Kylie and Timothy come, then they're like, all right, we got to move Prince
Exactly.
back.
Yeah. Which cool. They'll put me in a suite, which is
You're in
cool.
a suite at the next game.
Exactly. In the Garden. And so, like, that, I would say that's probably one. And then I would say usually, like, any event, when you put Super Bowl champion Prince Amukamara, that goes a long way, especially Super Bowl champion with the New York Football Giants. That goes a long way. I mean, right now I have a venture right now that I do. It's called Mr. A Adventures. It's a kids YouTube show, and so I don't want to say that. I'll say it. Why not? I act as my assistant. I have a name.
You reach out on your behalf.
Yeah. I have a name.
You got to grind.
Yeah, come on, it's budget.
Come on.
And so I always put it in there. Hey, excuse me, we have Super Bowl champion Prince Amukamara. And so my sister played in the Olympics for Nigeria for basketball last year. And so we were going to go to Paris, and I'm like, let me look up places in Paris. Okay, let's just call her Jenny. As Jenny wrote the email, excuse me, rock climbing play place. We have Prince Amukamara here. He wants to do an episode. Boom, got in. Like, and then I went to Belgium to do Brussels to do a waffle episode. Hey, Super Bowl champion, got in. And so it goes a long way. It's awesome. And like Super Bowl champion, it's like, I mean, think about it. There's people who have played. Dan Marino's always the famous name. As good as he was played, not a Super Bowl champion. And so
they always say it can't win the big one.
Can't, yeah. But he's still Hall of Famer. But yeah, I would say Knicks hookup. I mean, we're in Vegas now. If I try to go to what's that restaurant that Drake talks about?
Carbone.
I'm gonna call it Bardot, but
that's another one as well. Yeah.
So Carbone. Like I'm gonna do right now. Hey, like I promise you, I'll get it. I'll get a table and stuff like that. So it has its perks, and I'm not complaining. I mean, the fact that I have the ring and I have a replica that I kind of taunted about in the video.
We'll put that in here too.
Yeah, in the video because of CPT. But yeah, I think all the things.
Very cool. Cool to hear you say it too, because there's so much that I would assume, but just to hear you say, yeah, I can get a table, I can do this.
Yeah.
Lives on forever. Rookie season.
Yeah, against Tom Brady and his guys, counterparts.
Legendary. Prince, thank you for coming on. We appreciate you.